She owns her work, she's engaged, and we have a brand new album coming out. I know I say this a lot, but what a time to be alive. Taylor Alison Swift is getting married. It is truly dust off your highest hopes season.
State the obvious, I didn't get my perfect fantasy. I'll be 87, you'll be 89. I'll still look at you like the stars that shine in the sky. In your life, you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team. That's when you came in wearing a football helmet and said, okay, let's talk.
Well, you know what? When I find that person that is right for me and he'll be wonderful.
It doesn't matter where you go to dinner on the best first date, or if somebody brings you flowers at the door or something like that. It's really all about who you're with and who shows up at your doorstep.
I for real, don't have a boyfriend. I sit by myself and I watch Law and Order. I don't have someone that I'm texting that's a guy that might someday be my boyfriend. There's nothing going on right now. I want to be the girl who when she falls in love, it's a big deal and it's a rare thing, I guess.
I also feel like I'm the girl before the one. I'm not the one. I'm the girl you think is the one for you. And when it doesn't work out with me, you meet the next girl and realize she is the one. I might get married, but I think it's ultimately my fate to light candles and pine away and roll my eyes at happy couples and resent Valentine's Day.
I very oftentimes remark that my life is like a fishbowl. And that if I were to fall in love, somebody's choosing to be in that fishbowl with me.
All I know since yesterday is everything has changed. In the blink of a quick eye. It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
This is for sure the most parasocial video I've ever made, and I might not even keep this up for more than a day, but I got so many messages from you guys saying you had no one to talk to about this, and at the end of the day, I'm nothing if not a lover and connoisseur of pop culture, but overall, it's just a very exciting thing happening for someone that we all really care about, so yeah. And honestly, I do just think this is the biggest pop culture moment to happen, at least this year, maybe this decade. And it's of course going to impact how I hear this new album, how we receive music going forward. So to all of you who messaged me and said when you saw the news, you thought of me right away, this video is for you because I want everyone to have someone to talk to about this. Let me just say, thank God I have the world's worst insomnia and was awake at 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. to see this news. I would love to hear what you guys were all doing when you saw the news or when you heard the news. Genuinely, this does not feel real. Also, my light is still not fixed, so if you see her going on and off, I'm sorry. If you told me last month that in August Taylor Swift would be announcing something, I would believe you if you said it were an album. I would not believe you if you said it was an engagement. In fact, the only reason that I feel comfortable making a video and talking to you guys about this today is because Taylor herself announced this and shared it, which is the thing that I still can't get over. I 100% knew this would happen, obviously. This has been in the cards for a while now. I did not think that she would share this with us. I didn't feel like she needed to. I just figured we'd find out one day down the road they'd casually mention it or whatever after they were already married. The fact that she felt comfortable enough to share this with the world, share this with fans, and not only felt comfortable to, but was able to. This wasn't leaked, we didn't, I just feel so proud and weirdly grateful for the people of Kansas City because they pulled a Crowley corners and they kept this secret. We know that this engagement happened around 2 weeks ago and all of the vendors and people involved in that, people around town, knew about this and kept their secret. So to me, I'm just still in shock. Again, not that she is engaged at all, not that they are getting married, but just that not only did they tell us, but getting to see the photos from the moment it happened. Yeah, we also should talk about these photos. It's so beautiful. I'm sure a lot of you probably, like me, your first thought was how much it resembles this Garden from the Lover album photo shoot, which what an incredible parallel. The album where she says, I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. All of the anxiety she felt written on that album to now where she is. What can I say? I'm a hopeless romantic, and that is just so beautiful. I mean, what's crazy is obviously Taylor talked about loving Numerology on the podcast, and from everything we know, the podcast was filmed just before the engagement happened, but sharing this on the 26th is obviously 2/13s, and also it's 13 days after the podcast. But even better than that, Travis is about to go into his 13th season, and Taylor is writing her 13th album in the wake of this. Like, you just like can't make these things up. The way that the universe bends to accommodate and fit things for Taylor Swift, it needs to be studied. For like those of us that grew up with Taylor and saw her be chastised, hated on, made fun of mercilessly for believing in love and having the confidence and courage to try again and always being open to it. You know, we listened to her sing about accepting paper rings because she loves someone so much, and then being shit talked under the table about rings and cradles. What a beautiful reminder to dust off your highest hopes and never settle. I know obviously mid-30s is still incredibly young, but I just think she's such a beautiful example of loving love. I always say I love love, and Taylor fully embodies that. The way she exemplifies resilience and hope and joy and heartache, and like fully experiencing the depths of that and conveying it through her art, but kind of like falling down 9 times, getting up 10, choosing to every single time believe that it can begin again. And not to be so parasocial, but I'm thinking about when I saw baby little teenage Taylor, and she talked to us, I think I was about this distance from her, talking to us about how she didn't know if she'd ever really find real love, but in the meantime, she was enjoying writing about these boys that did her wrong and screwed her over, and saying, I'm gonna find someone someday who might actually treat me well. She wrote the soundtrack for love for our entire generation, so to witness her experiencing this at such a beautiful level, it's everything she deserves. And now, sadly, of course, I've seen some really negative posts saying like, what a shame that she's not a good role model anymore, and how this really undermines or undercuts everything she's done and everything she's worked for. And like, let me be so clear, a beautiful, healthy, happy, supportive love will never be a threat to Taylor's career, legacy, or impact, or her character for that matter. Like, this is the same girl, the same woman who won Album of the Year at the Grammys 4 times, who gives people the strength to hold on when they're going through a hard time, who millions and millions of young songwriters look up to. Her getting married does not change that. I feel really bad for people that are like being miserable about this, because to me, what is there not to be happy and excited about for these two people? Also, when I saw the post, firstly, I don't think I really believed it. I was kind of in shock. But when So High School started playing, like, that actually really got me. She did that for me, and Taylor, I have to thank you. Why did that impact me so much? I've got to say, I've never been sadder to not work in like an office space or have a huge room of co-workers, because the equivalent for me is just sharing all of my thoughts online, because I can just only imagine how fun it must be to run around the office and share this news today. But ultimately, that is why I'm here with you guys chatting about this. One of the things I was reflecting on this morning was about Taylor and Selena, just thinking about how they met on a triple date with the Jonas Brothers, which, you know, ultimately was fun but short-lived, and you know, the best thing they got out of that was their best friendship with each other. Both kissed a few frogs in the meantime, and then posted about both being single on that 4th of July Happy Independence Day, and then both met their partners right after that and are now engaged at the same time. Like, if you're a girl, you get how special that is to be engaged at the same time as your best friend. It's not something I've personally experienced, but I'm just so happy for them to experience this new chapter of life with someone that they have been there for through all of those previous chapters, those ups and downs, and I assume will continue to do so.
You and Taylor, your BFFs, can never double date because you're never in relationships at the same time.
Yeah, so true. She's been my best friend for 3 years, and we've always been either on or off, and we've never been at the same time, and we're always so mad that happens. So now we have a joke. Whenever she breaks up with someone, she'll be like, well, that means you'll have a boyfriend soon, so good news for you.
Now, one of the things I did want to address, I got a lot of like questions and DMs about this, was that the ring somewhat resembles this logo that Taylor shared. I do want to remind everyone that firstly, Taylor said she does not Easter egg her personal life. To me, that logo has nothing to do with this. I know we discussed that it kind of looks like diamonds or like a ring or an Art Deco design. I personally don't think that has anything to do with the engagement. I also think Travis designed this ring, not Taylor. You know, that logo was designed probably way back at the start of this year. I don't think there is any correlation there. I also keep thinking about how hard it must have been for her to not use a new lyric from The Life of a Showgirl as the caption for that post. But yeah, saying your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married is so corny and so Taylor Swift, and I love it. And I honestly feel like the person that posted this should be invited to their wedding. Like, that was such a crazy foretelling of what was to come. I just know that this girl is having the best day out of all of us. I'm gonna say something maybe a little bit selfish. I still cannot believe the fact that she shared this with us, that we got to see the photos. Like, we are at unprecedented levels of back. The fact that she feels comfortable enough to share personal moments from her life again, which obviously no celebrity owes anyone, or no one knows anyone really, but like, it just reminded me so much of earlier days. And I obviously don't know or care that much about Travis, like appreciate him, think he's great. I think the fact that he is so loudly and proudly kind of like democratic in the NFL and took a knee and promoted vaccines and things like that, like I really respect that. I'm just not that invested, I guess, in who he is, but the fact that he has made her feel so comfortable, you know, being public again and celebrating their love like loudly and just feeling so safe, I guess. Like, I want to express gratitude to him for that, because selfishly, I enjoy as a fan of her getting to see Taylor more often, getting to see her game day outfits and seeing her at award shows, or just like literally living her life out there. Like she said in the Time magazine interview, those 6 years of her life where she locked herself away, she'll never get that time back. And so she's really making up for that lost time now. And yeah, Travis, I just want to say thank you so much. I am a fan of her music and her songwriting, but I also like to see cute little game day outfits. Sue me. I've also just been thinking about how lucky the Kelce girls are, like Jason and Kylie's daughters. You know, they're obviously too young to understand her legacy, her impact, but they just know her as a person, and I think that's so lovely. And I really wonder what the dynamic between Kylie and Taylor is like, because I just love that they're two Philly girls, and I really hope that they've like bonded in, you know, in these recent years. And while we're talking about the Kelces, I feel like this is a good time for me to say, I don't think she's going to be playing the Super Bowl. Obviously it's possible. Like, I will say all of the Easter eggs do kind of add up to it. It like, if you do the math is there. I understand that. I actually have no proof to support my claims, which is that I'm denying the Easter eggs. I just feel like, as a sports fan, knowing how stressed I get watching my friends play, or like teams I care about, and knowing how stressed Taylor gets watching her partner, her fiance, play, I just can't see it happening while Travis is still playing. Presumably this would be his last season playing, and so while there's still a chance he could be in the Super Bowl next year, I don't know, I just can't imagine Taylor not wanting to be there for him and watch the game and like be there to support him, because if you're the halftime act, you don't really get to watch the game, and you are preparing for that, and you know, you have a whole other thing going on. So I just can't really see her wanting to do it right now. I also just think, this might sound crazy to some people, but I think it's beneath her. I just think she doesn't need it. She has played to bigger crowds, and the crowd was 100% there for her. At the Super Bowl, firstly, half the crowd is there for one team, half the crowd's there for another team. And like, she gets booed by football fans. Like, why would she want to be in a stadium with that kind of energy? I don't know, I just don't think she needs it. I think they need her way more than she needs that. I also just only learned recently that Super Bowl performers don't get paid for it. What? Even though it's like the most highly viewed televised event of the year? Can an American in the comments please explain that to me? And look, while we're here speaking about weddings, I might as well speak my truth on this. So I need to say, in the summer I turned pretty, obviously Belly and Jeremiah's wedding is not going to go ahead. It will be called off. But since we kind of know that Belly and Conrad are going to end up together, that's fun, that's great. But it means there's not really a mystery in that for me. So because of that, the couple that I've been most invested in this season is actually John and Laurel. And I so badly want them to pull a Queen Clarice and Joe and use that wedding for themselves. Like, be at that wedding and one of them says, hey, while we're here, let's just do the damn thing. It's probably not going to happen, but just know that is my dream. I'm really thinking about the wedding now, because I'm like, the one artist that everyone my age would play at their wedding is Taylor Swift. Is Taylor Swift gonna play Taylor Swift songs at her wedding? Surely Love Story has to go down at the end of the night. And Blank Space for Travis. I also just really need to take a moment to appreciate some of my favorite memes that I've seen. Primarily this one, and also this one in the same vein. I talked about this in my previous video, but the fact that Taylor wrote You're On Your Own Kid, a song about like being alone in the world, which then started the friendship bracelet movement, which inspired Travis to make Taylor a friendship bracelet, which led to him going to the show, speaking about her on the podcast, and eventually dating. And then instead of giving her that friendship bracelet, he's given her a damn engagement ring. Everything in her life has led up to this moment. The 87 and 89 of Mary's song, all of the hardship she had to go through to get here, changing the prophecy. When you think about it, Karma really is the guy on the Chiefs. It's gonna be so weird when they change their name, but like, I do think Travis Swift has a nice ring to it. While we're here, I just want to remind everyone that the secret message in the lyric booklet for Love Story is someday I'll find this. I know I could ignore negativity, but like stuff like this, again, I feel sorry for those people because as a so high school stan, I've never been happier. But like, honestly, damn, for a girl who was mercilessly mocked, as I said, by the media her entire 20s, her entire end of teens, all of her 20s and early 30s, for wanting love, for her to have finally found someone worthy, and this is the response. Sorry, if you think Happy Taylor can't write good songs, you've already missed half her discography. Honestly, it's just sad people are that miserable. This woman went from I died on the altar waiting for the proof to now someone who obviously cherishes her in every way and is showing that proof. To be disappointed or upset by that, rarely would I say touch grass, but maybe touch some grass. And I guess as my closing statement, I still can't believe Taylor wrote, "In your life you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team," then went on to create such an incredible legacy that no one can take away. And now only after doing that, she's marrying him. I also got a little bit emo seeing this tweet, thinking about the lyric, chose the Rose Garden over Madison Square from The Lucky One. Now Taylor doesn't have to choose because she was proposed to in her own Rose Garden by the man she fell in love with because of her tour, who was there to support her when being famous gets hard. I really don't think that if you have listened to Taylor's lyrics and her interviews and just kind of known her as a person over these past 20 years, I don't think you could have dreamt up a more perfect partner for her. Football and 87s aside, someone that just gets what her life is like and is happy to jump into that fishbowl with her or take her outside of it. I just don't know if there could be a better partner for her. And I want to leave you all with a post from one of my good friends who just has such a beautiful mind, and it is this. Thinking about how first she reclaimed her past and now she can claim her future. I just can't wait to see Jack Antonoff and Aaron Dessner as bridesmaids. Anyway, I had an entirely different video planned to be editing today, but obviously who wants to think about anything but this today? I just feel like we as a society have really needed some good news for some time now, and between this and that other thing that we're still waiting for, it's just so nice to have something to collectively celebrate. So yeah, I'm just so happy for my emotional support pop star, big sister, best friend in this new chapter of her life. Honestly, nobody deserves this kind of love more than she does. Well, happy Tavis engagement to all those who celebrate, from mine to yours. I love you guys. I'll be back with regularly scheduled programming soon, but until then, I will see you next time. Bye! Is this what it feels like?